Credit card skimming, what you need to know to stay safe. Introduction: the rising threat of credit card skimming. In 2025, credit card skimming has reached unprecedented levels, affecting thousands of individuals daily. Criminals have become more sophisticated, using wireless technology to steal your card details without physically touching the machine. From ATMs and gas pumps to grocery store checkouts, this type of fraud is on the rise. In this video, we'll explore how skimmers work, the increased risk in 2025, and essential steps to protect yourself from becoming a victim. Footnote: skimming technology has advanced, using wireless methods to transmit card details, making detection increasingly difficult and fraud more pervasive. The surge in skimming fraud. The skimming industry is projected to reach $4 billion in 2025, a 12.7% increase from the previous year. This surge is primarily driven by smarter criminals and more advanced technology, making it easier for thieves to install nearly invisible skimmers. ATMs, especially non-bank ATMs, are particularly vulnerable, with skimming incidents having more than doubled over the last year. Skimmers are increasingly targeting not just individual cardholders but entire locations, compromising hundreds of accounts at once. Footnote: the growth of skimming fraud reflects increasing technological sophistication, with a significant rise in targeted ATMs, grocery store terminals, and gas pumps. The consequences of skimming. If your debit card and PIN are skimmed, criminals gain full access to your checking account, potentially draining your funds and overdrawing your account. While banks may eventually refund the stolen money, this process can take weeks, and there's no guarantee of success. Using a credit card instead of a debit card offers significantly better protections, including a maximum liability of just $50 under the Fair Credit Billing Act, FCBA, with many credit card companies waiving this entirely. Footnote: credit card protections under the Fair Credit Billing Act offer a significant advantage over debit cards, limiting financial losses and simplifying the dispute process. The critical difference between credit and debit card protection. To activate the protections offered by the Fair Credit Billing Act, disputes must be submitted in writing via mail. This triggers the legal process, ensuring the bank adheres to the required timelines and procedures. Disputing fraudulent charges through the bank's app or by phone will not trigger these protections. Knowing how to dispute fraud effectively can be the difference between quick resolution and extended financial damage. Footnote: disputing credit card fraud properly through the mail triggers stronger protections under the Fair Credit Billing Act, unlike phone or app disputes. Protecting yourself from skimmers. There are several steps you should take every time you swipe or insert your card to protect against skimming. Always shield your PIN when entering it at ATMs or during checkout, as skimmers may use tiny cameras to capture it. Additionally, gently tug on card readers to check for any loose parts, which may indicate a skimmer is attached. Use bank ATMs instead of non-bank ATMs, and inspect card readers for any tampering. The most effective method to avoid skimming altogether is using contactless payment methods like Apple Pay or Google Pay, as they don't use magnetic strips. Footnote: simple actions like shielding your PIN, inspecting card readers, and using contactless payments can significantly reduce the risk of skimming fraud. The rising threat of fraud as a service. Fraud as a service has emerged as a new and alarming trend, with criminals offering skimming tools and stolen data on the dark web. This has made it easier for anyone to set up a skimmer and begin stealing data, increasing the frequency and scope of fraud incidents. In early 2025, credit card fraud became the most common form of identity theft, with over 154,000 cases reported in just one quarter, an alarming 24% increase from the previous year. Footnote: the rise of fraud as a service has made skimming more widespread, with criminals selling skimming tools and stolen data, increasing the frequency of fraud incidents. How to avoid becoming a victim. To protect yourself from skimming, always use credit cards instead of debit cards, as they offer better fraud protection. Make sure to shield your PIN whenever entering it and conduct a physical inspection of card readers before use. Use mobile wallet services like Apple Pay or Google Pay to avoid using the magnetic strip altogether. Finally, check your accounts daily and report any suspicious activity immediately. By staying vigilant, you can prevent being the next victim of credit card skimming. Footnote: consistently using credit cards, inspecting terminals, and using mobile wallets are key steps in preventing skimming fraud and protecting your financial security.